Alright, we're gonna play Valheim because every one of my videos keep getting like, not blacklisted, they're still available, but it says like demonetized, and I'm not making any money off the videos, but to me, I'm worried that I'm like being hindered search-wise. Let's see, we got YouTube up, we need Twitch up, almost done, guys. Alright. Muted. Muted now. Almost done. So my hope, we'll see what happens, is that if I play Valheim music, I won't get in trouble. I was also told that like how loud the music is matters. So I don't know. I'm not sure 100% how much that's true. Alright, I have both my chats up. We're working on items. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for the game, I'm happy to take them. I'm really excited about Blocked and Loaded 2. So many new features. Alright. Right now I'm working on the items, but I'm taking ideas from people in terms of what they want to see in the game. I am really excited about, you know, using the terrain instead of a grid like we did for Rogue Party 2. Copy. Let's see, how many items are actually in the inventory? I didn't count. 15. And then equipped items. 8. We got 10 on the hotbar. Oh man. Stop. But yeah, so here's what we got so far. Just show off the game a little bit for now. So at the top left corner we have the player, like his little avatar, and his health bar. We got splashy water. Avert your eyes because my poor little player is naked. But we have the inventory screen, the equipment. We got the hotbar at the bottom. And I'm just going to equip a gun real quick. We have the heat bar working, so if you shoot too much, your gun will overheat. So all that's looking good. We've got blocks snapping into place on the terrain, which is wonderful. So we did that yesterday. That was actually really fast. I think it took me about half an hour to get that to work. I was really, really happy with it. And we, of course, have a deletion mechanism. And at first, that's only going to help me with building levels. But as I get into the game, we'll make it so people can actually build their own homes and stuff. But yeah, you're not supposed to let your gun get on fire. You're supposed to, like, watch the bar and stop shooting when it gets close, and then let it recharge. And it's like a instead of a reload mechanic, you're constantly reducing heat. And so it makes it so like you gotta time your shots, and instead of waiting for like a reload that takes the same amount of time every time, you can play around with it and be like, oh, I'm getting close, let me stop, wait a little bit, alright, I just need 2 shots, alright, go. And then like maybe you can calculate in your head, if I overheat I will actually kill him, so let's just do it. And so it's like a risk versus reward thing. And I've never been able to get it to catch on. Like I haven't seen other games do this, and what I like about it is that there's no more reloading. There's no more manual reloading. I think that's so boring in games when people shoot once and then reload. So hopefully this will catch on at some point. I think it's a cool mechanic, but the fire is really important because I need the player to understand that they did something wrong. And so that's why it's like a loud thing that happens. And of course we have jumping, which I've been doing the whole time. So that's what we've added to the game. Right now I'm working on the items, which is one of the more complicated things. What is this? What is this error? I don't know what that is. Finalize. I'll have to Google that later. I don't know what that is. I hope it's not like critical. I just noticed it though. I was like, wait, what? I'm clearing. Whatever. Alright, so we're working on our inventories. Oh, coffee. Thank you, coffee. It's been a couple hours since I had my first cup. I don't know why. I'm just like, oh, I need another one. Alright, so let's loop through our items. I definitely want like a function to clear out my items, so we'll call it you know what, I'll put it up top. I've been doing that recently, just kind of putting things together in the code. See, count is 0. Oh, maybe I should do an item type none. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Or empty. Any more? No, okay. What were the other ones? Equipped. Containers. This is like I go up to a chest or something. Hotbar. Cool. Alright, so that's resetting all of my items. We call that at the start. That's good. I need to link the item images. Yeah, let me go back to that. I organized them in a certain way. Oh, the hotbar doesn't have images. Shoot. So like each item slot has a image in the foreground and the background. So the background image is never going to change. The background image of this pattern isn't going to change, but I need the foreground image. Like here, there's a foreground image just as like a placeholder to say that you have nothing there. I guess I should rename this. Oh, that's annoying. What's the best way to do this? Oh man, I guess I could be like item slot 0 image. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Item slot 0. Man, you're getting to see the the manual labor. I mean, I guess I could make these programmatically. I don't know if it's actually faster for me to write the code to create the images on the fly. Whoops. Or if it's faster to just manually do this. I'm already messing up. Item 1, item 2, item 3, item 4. Because like I could, I'm debating it in my head right now. The one thing, the nice thing about having the like the images already here is I can kind of plan them out, like where they're gonna sit. But I could theoretically not create these items manually. The like images that appear in front of the item slot, I could make that manually. Or I could programmatically just add them in. And then I could leave the backing in place so that when the game is not running, I still can see something there in the editor. So as I think about it more, I'm wondering if I probably should have done it that way. But like I said, by the time I figured it out, I'm almost done. So sometimes like the best solution doesn't make sense because of the amount of time it would have taken you to figure it out and implement it, and then you're never going to do it again. So sometimes the manual way is the right way from like a business perspective. I run into that at work a lot, actually. Like people are like, you know, we can make this, you know, and they'll use the word the right way to mean like perfect, and it's very rarely the right solution because you have to pay money for people to work. So managers are like, just make it work, please. Player headshot. Image. I must be tired. I'm like misspelling words. That's not good. I started working out a lot more, and my body's not used to it. But I need it, so. I'm thinking about changing my titles too. Category. I keep going into science and technology because people tell me like, oh, but you know, you're not, because the alternative is basic programming because there's no advanced programming. So I'm like, I'll just do basic programming, and I'll meet people who are specifically interested in eventually getting into advanced programming or game programming for that matter. That's really why people watch, right? And every time I do it, I meet a bunch of new people, and I get a lot of like organic traffic. Of course, nothing's better than when I was like consistently streaming every day for 3 hours a day. That was pretty awesome, actually. It's just completely unsustainable if you have like another job on top of this. Let's see, almost done here. But yeah, when I changed to away from science technology and started going to basic programming, like people would join the stream and they'd be like, dude, this is not basic programming. And I'd be like, yeah, but you want to get to this point, don't you? Ask me questions. And then I would get into like conversations about like colleges and like careers and all kinds of stuff. And even though it was kind of like clickbait, because it's not basic programming in many respects, it got a lot of attention. So I don't know. The doldrums of programming. I am excited for this game, though. I think it looks really cool. And I'm a little hamstrung because I'm trying to make a sequel to a game that had really, really bad graphics. And so I have to be careful not to, like, make it so much better that it's unrecognizable and people would be like, yeah, that's not Blocked and Loaded 2. That's just a whole nother game. So that's why, like, the character is very blocky. And I'm probably going to redo him. Like, the current version that I have, people have told me gives them nightmares, so I'm gonna work on that. I mean, he is naked, right? I'm sure that matters. I'm sure that factors in. Like, once I put some clothes on the dude, he'll be a little more likable. But he is weird looking. He's really weird. I feel like Scarlet looks really good. She looks like Laura Croft. Can't talk. Needs coffee. Alright, so we have all of our images set up. Now we just need to, like, loop through and find them all. Alright, so I think every item is going to link to an image. I think that's how I'm going to do it. Yeah, that's probably the best way. So let's go to our item definition, and let's add a public image. And then we'll go to where we start using these things. And we'll say, where's my for loops? Was it reset all items? Yeah. Inventory items i.image .find, and this is where the naming, like, convention comes into play. So it was called item slot and then the number. Did I start with 0? Oh, thank God. Alright, I didn't want to have to mess with that. Plus I dot toString. So that's going to find item slot 1, and then we have to add the image onto it. Image dot get component image, and then I can directly access the image associated with that item slot. So now I just need to do that for the other types. And so what's equipped items? Shoot, this one's a little more manual. Yeah, this one's like manual labor here because of how I did this. This was dumb. Why didn't I call it, like, equip slot 1? So stupid. I gotta redo this. Equipped slot 0. I mean, I know why I did it, but it's just like in executing it, it doesn't make sense. It looks good, being able to read the names of all the items that correspond with that slot, but I can't programmatically loop through that. Alright. Image. Whoops, we're zooming in. So how's your morning going, everybody? Do you have any ideas for the game? Or if you played Blocked and Loaded 1? Shit. Sake mushrooms. Slot 1. Slot does 0. You gotta be careful not to slur my word there. I can't spell. Yamaj. Are you guys making any games, those that are watching? I am always happy to help. slot 3 image. Oh my gosh, I can't type! You ever have one of those days where you just keep typing certain words wrong the same way, and then it turns out that's every day of your life? I'm just, I'm thinking faster than I'm typing. But what sucks about that is now you gotta go back and check everything. We'll find out when we loop through them all. We'll find out that I did something wrong. You'll see. But yeah, I am really excited about this game. I think every time I make a game, I think to myself, this is it. This is the big one. But like the way I do multiplayer games is I use Steam's lobby creation system, and I've never seen it on a huge scale. So like the way it works is it creates a lobby, and then people can join the lobby, and then what you're supposed to do is like save everyone's IP addresses, and then send them off. Hey, Stream or Dream of Storm. Thanks for saying hi, man. I did have a great week. How was yours? But yeah, with the lobby system, I did this thing where like, instead of having the lobby end, I just kept it open, and I used the lobby to like send all the player data and actually play the game, instead of having it like end as soon as the game's ready to start. And the way the original Blocked and Loaded worked is you would constantly be joining and leaving lobbies seamlessly. So like every time you entered a section of the world, it would be a new lobby, and people could join that world by walking up to it, and they wouldn't even know it was happening, and suddenly they were in your game, and like they didn't click on anything, they didn't choose to do it, it just seamlessly happened, kind of like an open world. But I never saw it on a huge scale like what that does, because like I don't think Steam intended it to be used that way. I think it's just like a creative way to use their lobby system. But I know in the original Blocked and Loaded, when like 40 or 50 people were playing, there were some like oddities and stuff that happened. So that is one thing that I worry about. But I probably, like, if the game became popular, I would move to servers. Way too little workers. Oh my god, dude. I know that feeling. Although I don't know your exact situation. So I just I just left a group in my company. I just switched teams basically, and I left because it was 7 people, and then it became 1 person, me, like over the course of several years. And I actually gave them a year to replace me, because I understood like how hard it is to get people like a security clearance, and it's not fast, and like to give your employer even like a 2-month notice is so unfair, because you know it might take them 6 months just to get someone through the process, and then it might not even work. So I get to the new team, and there's about 12 of us. Well, we've lost 4 people already. I'm like, what's going on? It's happening again. No. But like sometimes you ever hear like the grass is always greener? I like to say the grass is always dying when it comes to work. So like sometimes leaving is actually not the best solution. It's just a risk reward thing. Like if you leave, you know you're getting something different. But I am happy I left, because I'm using different parts of my brain now, because I'm learning new things rather than trying to optimize the way I maintain things. You know, like when you really know something, you're not learning anymore, you're just optimizing. It's like a different part of your brain. This seems like a good time to stream though, I think. I was streaming early in the morning as soon as I got up, like yesterday. I'm still messing around with like the weekend stream times, but why is your what's your scenario like compared to mine? I'm just guessing here, but you said too much work, way too little workers. Are you a manager, or like what's your situation? Also, if you have to go, don't worry about it. I'm just always curious how people view their workplace and their interactions. Like, when I became like the only person doing the work on my team, as everybody left and more was put on my plate, I started to pick up like management roles, and like they would hire someone and they'd work for me, and then that person would usually stick around, but a couple of them quit, and like so I had to like work through like how to manage people and how to like offload work onto other teams, and I learned a lot about like budgeting and how budgets actually work. So like people like internalize every decision that like the program office or whatever it's called in your company makes. So like if something negative happens to your program, you think, oh, they're screwing me over. Meanwhile, it's because like some other program is 100% over budget and they need more help, and so your program's doing well, so they hurt you in order to help the program that's doing poorly. Like that's a real world scenario that happens all the time, and I totally see why it happens. But the team that's doing well is like, this is not incentivizing me at all. I like to say you can't put a price on perspective, and that's usually what I say to cope with negative things. Anytime something bad happens to my brother, I just tell him, look man, you can't put a price on perspective. He's like, you're right, but I hate you for saying that. It's not very empathetic. It's like, see, something good came out of this. You learned something. All right, let's get these equipped items in here, and then I'm gonna run just to see if I broke anything, or to see what I broke. Let's be real. Ah, I hate when it does that. Equipped slot image. Container. I'm not really using this right now, so I'm gonna leave. This is like, oh, you came across a treasure chest and then you want to open it up, but I haven't actually done that yet. I guess I could do that now. We're on the topic, so I guess I could take this and just duplicate it. Oh. And then call it chest container. I don't know. It's like you're gonna find treasure chests. Hopefully the Valheim music doesn't get me banned. Let's see. How about... Can't you just feel yourself flowing through, oh, hey, Serval, what's up? Can't you just feel your soul flying through Valheim right now? Uh-oh. That is a long, winding text message you have there. It's very large. I sense Saruman coming to the forefront. Saruman's entering Valheim right now. Damn it. Stop doing that. Stop auto-sizing. Oh my god, I have to scroll. It's gonna be long. I know I asked for this. No. I'm not chastising you. I'm playing. A year ago, before Corona, was a sort of a specialist in a team of 6. 2 product managers, 2 QA, an integrator, and me. Since then, 2 developing kits have been transferred to us, together with a new big project. We had 2 products before, one large scale and another medium scale. Medium large, I can't speak. Less clients, way more impact. Now the team is me and a product manager. Fun times. Oh my god, Dream. That was my freaking scenario. Like, but here's the cool thing, and you tell me what your scenario is like. My product manager was really cool, and he kind of like took me under his wing because he had to, right? I was the only one supporting him, so he had to teach me everything he knew, so that I could do it like if he took a vacation, because it was just me and him. And he loved to talk. Oh my God, he loved to talk. He'd talk for so long. We'd have meetings every morning, and I wasn't like his secretary or anything, but I would keep track of like everything he was doing just so I knew what was going on. And sometimes it would take an hour to get through every topic. It was crazy, and it was just the two of us. Just the two of us. We need a different color here. What color? What color? How you doing, Serbo, by the way? It's good to see you, man. Maybe pink? Go with green. Green's nice on the eyes with that color scheme. So this is like, alright, I came across a treasure chest. Oh, I gotta put the music back on, sorry. I came across a treasure chest and I want to open it. And this window will pop up here. Normally it would be unavailable. And actually I want to do that right now. Dot find chest container dot set active false. So we'll just turn that off for now. I was a college student and I still am a college student. Before the dark times. How's your sleep and everything? Did you kind of like beat the Twitch addiction? Personally, I stopped watching Twitch. I watch YouTube now, and it's way better on your brain. Like late at night, I don't feel like watching, or I don't watch the stream of consciousness that is Twitch at the end of the day. Yeah, YouTube. I'm really happy for you, man. Really, really happy for you. I felt so bad. Like I didn't want to contribute to it. You know what I mean? Like at the same time, I selfishly want to talk to you, but I would much rather you were happy, you know? Are you almost done college? You said you were from Spain, right? How are they doing with like Corona? Are they doing shots? Shots, everybody. You see the South Park episode? Shots. I was the one who briefed the current product manager. You're away. Oh man, your life is almost over. I was the one who briefed the current product manager when he joined. He was hired with the intention to move the management I was doing for him because I was juggling too many things, and higher ups didn't get their requests filled in time because they kept changing my priorities and contradicting themselves. Yeah, let's see. Why would they change priorities? Probably because they set goals that were not sustainable. And so every time you would get ahead on one subject, like let's say you were doing a delivery and you had to build a bunch of equipment, you would build the equipment and then they'd be like, but wait, you have to do this for us now. Like we have another due date coming up. And so they didn't properly probably plan enough time in between your activities. And so you were always just rushing to the next thing to get it done. And also, here's the kicker. They didn't know how long you were willing to stay. Like, management is not stupid. They know that when someone's in a bad situation, they eventually realize it. When someone is the sole person responsible for something, they will develop a hero complex. And eventually, they will transfer from a hero complex to being very negative and antagonistic and regretful. And almost like I did all this stuff for you, And sincerely, only online classes are absolute crap. Online classes are just babysitting, man. They're not good. They do not promote any good behaviors. We deal great with each other, but our 150% isn't enough. Yeah, I mean, so part of the business world that sucks is that other people get to organize your work for you, and you only have control over a small portion of what you only have control over what you actually finish and work on. But you don't get to control like the pipeline that assigns that work to you. So that's hard, especially when it's impossible and they give you too much. Well, in jobs, interact with people to list the crappy things to do online. So you're playing Minecraft instead of going to class? That's the other thing. You got 2 screens, man. Like, and teacher's doing the same thing you're doing. He's got his second screen up and he's playing Candy Crush on his phone. Like, half your class is probably engaged in like an online death match with the teacher. And there's that one nerd in the back who who isn't involved in the first-person shooter that you're all playing together and is actually trying. That could be like a skit. Everyone in the class, including the teacher, is playing like some game like Valheim or something together, you know, while pretending to be in class. And then there's the one kid who's like asking questions and the teacher's getting pissed because they want to just play Valheim. We're going to see, by the way, if playing the Valheim soundtrack gets me the auto whatever monetized thing. I mean, if it does, then what's the point? Like, I can't play any music. Like, I might as well just play whatever I want, eat the fact that all of my search results are hard to find, and just move on. Like, if you can't even play, like, if I was playing, like, Valheim on stream and playing the music and streaming to YouTube as well, and YouTube auto-banned it, like, what am I supposed to do? I see YouTubers all the time playing video games, so I figure if I play video game music, I'll be fine. But we'll see. Yeah, man, the teachers are really loving it, though. They love not having to come into work, and they're in heaven, man. In a Spain oh, sorry, I shouldn't do that in the mic. In the Spain, online classes are not that way. Half the class is at school with the professor, and the other half is at what? Oh, you're doing AB. Ooh. Oh. Oh, man. It's not that they don't care about you, it's that they're inept. At least in America, are you in a private school or a public school? Like, I don't know how it works in other countries, but like we have public and private, and there's a huge difference. A friend of mine is teaching computers and basic programming. When Corona hit, he created a Minecraft server on the school VPN with code blocks enabled and 3 students per Minecraft world. He then gave them tasks like creating a proximity sensor for doors and auto farming and such. That's a really nice teacher. Like, he knows that you guys are going to goof around anyway, and so he provides you a way to do it and learn. Hey, I trust you, man. I believe you. That's the way you feel. I believe you. I've found in life, like, very rarely is the reason for what people do just sheer stupidity or a lack of caring or resent or hate. Like, most of the time, they're just incompetent. Like, they don't realize how, or they don't care. Like you said, they just don't care how bad it is. It sucks, man. Are you guys watching on YouTube and Twitch? Oh, unique. Oh. Unique name. I'm so sorry, dude. I was looking at Twitch twice and I didn't realize it. What's up, man? I totally missed your message. Damn it. I'm sorry. Oh, he probably left. Did he leave? Oh, he left. I'm so sorry. Oh, man. He was, like, typing up a storm, and I didn't see it because I was reading the Twitch chat. Ah! Unique name, I'm sorry! I messed up. Alright, let's see. Ah, chest containers. We gotta rename all of these. Let's just rename this. I do like the music though. Like the Valheim, can you imagine being on a 5-man team and making a multi-million-dollar project? It's amazing. It's so cool. Yeah, I stream on both. Serble. Thank you, Serble. No, I messed up. So I had Twitch and YouTube open separately, and then when I did the like Saruman voice, it meshed the two windows onto the same what's it called, main window, instead of being separate windows, and I didn't realize it. I thought I had them both open, instead I had only Twitch open twice. Sorry, you're not. Don't be sorry. Oh no, it's not your fault at all. No. It's not your fault at all. And in fact, some of the things he said were much earlier, so I probably had done something else and like closed the window or something. I don't know what happened. It's fine. I feel bad. The unique name is like really nice though. He's always like immediately showing up on the YouTube streams. And so like like you guys who have followed me on Twitch have been following me for what, like a year now ish. I think like last March or something. So it was right around Corona, I think. So the guys who have followed me on YouTube though, they've been following me for like 8 years. I'm everywhere. It's kind of amazing. Like I don't deserve it. They're so nice. And so like the Discord channel, there's actually a lot of people who were in the Discord channel a couple years ago who got me to go back into gaming that I've kind of like stopped watching now for whatever reason. So like I think most of them just like they grow up, they move on to college and a job, and they stop playing games as much. But they were the ones who got me back into like Pandas Don't Fly. Like he was following because I was making games on Xbox 360, and for a lot of these guys, they were kids. They were like 8 years old, and this was the only like affordable games that they could play, like these $1 indie games. And so they literally grew up on my games for better or worse. Then they went and played some real games, and they were like, "Wow, this is so much better." Sync the there probably is a way to do that. Serble, you're making my head spin with the cross-platform talk there. Very nice. He's just copy and pasting the same message. I'm a ghost everywhere. Your clown thing is scary, by the way. The it thing, I think that's what that's from. Alright, so every one of these images, I just did this mindlessly, so hopefully I didn't mess up. Have you ever done that where you're doing something monotonous and your like subconscious takes over and you don't actually pay attention to what you're doing? And then it happens with driving a lot. Like when you're going a long distance, it's almost like hypnosis. You let your secondary brain take over. Let's see, hotbar. What did I call this thing? All right, let's run and see what I broke. Go, go, go. My definition is clown. No, you are not a clown, good sir. You are an entertainer of millions. Be cool to have a plugin. Yeah, it would. Oh, I broke something. Null reference, exception. Stop. I knew it! I knew I would break something. All right, let's do to here to here. Go. Also, unique name is like a coder, so I need to stay on his good side because he helps me figure out stuff. He helps me solve my debugging problems. So far, so good. Okay, let's go in. This is null. Nope. Let's go into here. Oh, it's gonna break here because I disabled the chest item. Oh, stop. Stop it. What was it called? Chest container. Set active true. Set active false. Alright, now I think it'll work. I always do something wrong. It's getting late over here. Got a rough week ahead. Don't look at it that way, man. You're going to conquer this week. Have a wonderful rest of the stream, everyone. Twitch and YouTube alike. Thank you, Dream of Storm. Thanks for checking us out. I appreciate it, man. I do hope your work gets better. I know that sucks. Hey, and if it makes you feel any better, you can always try working somewhere else. And then if you find something, you can use it as leverage to get paid more, at least for what you do. Alright, what's the problem, officer? What broke? I used to be in Facebook. I stopped using it. When I had my World of Warcraft blog, I had Facebook, and I had Facebook like for myself, and then I just got rid of it. I also recently deleted all of my tweets. I used to tweet about like political stuff, and I was advertising my game on for Steam for Rogue Party 2, and somebody like went back and started reading my tweets and like posting them to try and like get Steam mad at me. And I was like, wow, dude, you have no life. Like, it's like going back to when you're like 15, you say something really inappropriate, and I was like, oh, okay, dude. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna delete Facebook. I'm gonna delete Twitter. I use Twitter now, but I only talk about my games. That's all I do. I don't even use it to like socialize or anything. Yeah, you say that, man. I would definitely recommend being careful. Like, here's the problem with the lunacy of going back and looking at someone's tweets when they were a teenager. Teenagers are edgy, and they say stupid stuff that's inappropriate because they think it's funny. They'll yell the N-word, you know, like they'll yell penis in a crowded building. Like, they think it's funny. But 5 years from now, that could be illegal. That could be seen as white supremacy and like all these other awful things. And so you have to, and it sounds ridiculous now, but a lot of things that are not allowed to be talked about anymore, or you'll be like chastised and stuff. We all used to talk about, we used to call each other GAY all the time. Like when I was in grade school, calling someone gay was like an insult, like a serious insult, and it didn't, when you said it, you didn't actually mean that they were homosexual. You just meant it like they were dumb. And so subconsciously, like, obviously that's kind of messed up, because you're basically saying, it's like calling someone a retard. Like, you're basically putting down everyone who has a mental illness or a disability, and in order to make fun of someone. So it's obviously wrong. But if you're a teenager and you do something like that, you shouldn't get fired for it 15 years later. I think that is so stupid. And why even give someone the opportunity? Just don't put your opinions on social media. Like, unless you're going to make money from putting your opinions on social media. Gay! Hi. Gay! Anyway, it's just common sense, you know, and common decency. It's really messed up that people go back and, in order to win an argument, they look up things you've said online. It's so wrong. So wrong. All right, so what's freaking breaking right now? Let me double check. I lost my train of thought. You think people what? You think people happy? All right, equipped items dot length is 8, so it should go 0 to 7. So I bet one of these is just named wrong and I couldn't see it because of the cutoff. Slot 0, slot 1. Oh, spelled wrong. There's those typing skills. Gotta work on those. Alright, I think we're good now. Let's see how it goes. People exaggerate. People do exaggerate, yeah. But the problem is the headline is what matters. Like, the headline gets you in trouble. Reality doesn't matter. It's the accusation. That's the problem with today's world, and that's the problem with the ability to send information so quickly to everyone. You can lie about something, and it become reality for everyone involved, and then you have to prove the opposite. It's like I could be like, hey, when did you stop raping your wife? And then the headline will get out, Serbo rapes wife. And you'll be like, I don't even have a wife. I'm not even married. And it doesn't matter. The online articles are out there. You're going to have to get a lawyer to get rid of them. The search results are out there. Even if you get rid of the articles that were written about you, you've now got to get rid of all the forum posts that people are going to be able to find with Google, where people talk about what you did that didn't happen. Like, it happens so quickly. It's not like the 1500s where you got to like talk about everything to pass the information, and you know, books are a rarity, and like you got to like basically gossip about stuff, and it takes a very long time for a lie to spread, and it gives you some time to refute it. Nowadays, just like boom, the 7 billion people think you did something horrible. It's really, really bad, and people are not being taught to think critically, to analyze situations and be like, oh, that headline is probably a lie. They probably just wrote that to get clicks. Maybe that's not true. Scary. People are not learning to learn how to think. And it makes it's also like a huge problem in the workplace, like hiring people that actually know how to critically think and solve problems. And sad panda guy. That's how modern world works. Yeah, it's sad, man. It's sad. So one of my observations about the modern world, and then we'll get back to coding, is in the old days you would have a little town, and there'd be a doctor and a blacksmith, and you know, like Skyrim, right? Like in the town, there's that guy. He may not be the best blacksmith, but he's the only one in a couple of miles. So he's your best blacksmith right now. He's your local guy to go to. And in that little world, he has value and importance, and everyone appreciates what he does for their little village because it's a smaller ecosystem. When you can communicate with everyone instantly, and your services can be exported everywhere cheaply, you eliminate the local guy. And now everyone is competing in a giant ecosystem. And so like the more we like globalize everything we do, the harder it will be for people to find value in their work, because they will have a smaller and smaller audience that they can, you know, because they're not going to beat the big companies. You know, the little mom and pop Subway store is not going to beat Subway. But a better example, food's not a good example because food is kind of local. Food and clothing is kind of local, but like the stuff that Amazon does, like the shipping, you can't beat it. You know, you just can't beat it. Like if you have a store that sells, I don't know, video games or something, like we'll just buy it online on Amazon. Hire Chinese. That was so funny. Thank you for making my analogy appropriate for the current time, Serval. Thank you. I like that you're testing me by putting it on the different chats. He's putting some of what he says on YouTube and some of what he says on Twitch. So there's no possible way for someone rewatching this to have any idea what's going on. They're going to have to watch the Twitch stream and the YouTube stream, put them side by side, and then Serbal's insane methods will be realized. You'll finally be able to follow the mighty Serbal. What a legend. Next thing you're going to tell me is that there's a third stream open that I need to watch in order to get what you're saying. Well done. Alright, so what the frick is wrong with this? Let's see. Go, go, go. Alright, so I get to the containers, and it dies. Alright, so what's wrong with the containers? Let's see. Chest container. I'm sure I typed something wrong. And this is why you don't, like, just keep coding and coding and coding. Oh, chest item. Chest intern. What? I think I might have had multiple typos on this one. Is that Nem? Okay. I think I might be tired, guys. I played DayZ last night. That was really fun. I like set up a bunch of chests that I buried, and I buried them in a certain way. So it was like, yeah, I actually have a picture so I can remember. So what I did was I buried them like by certain trees, and then I was like, all right, this is where I put a crate that has like guns and ammo. Twitter isn't spelled tweeter. Well, no, a tweeter is a person who tweets. The Skyrim is playing now? Okay. Thank you, YouTube. I really appreciate that you just automatically play things without me asking. Heaven forbid I don't want to get demonetized. I guarantee you I get demonetized for Skyrim. But anyway. I'm not even trying to make money. I'm not even trying to make money and I'm failing. So like, I had like this system where like, any box that is buried here has a gun, like a primary gun, a secondary gun, and the ammo for those weapons, and sometimes a repair kit. So the reason I made this system is so that I only have to unbury 4 boxes to get everything I need, instead of being like, all right, I'm just going to bury all the boxes in one spot, and then I'm just going to randomly unbury like a pile of them, and hopefully I get what I need. I don't know how their system works for when you like put your mouse over a pile that's several piles on top of each other, if it's like the last one or what order they load in. So I just like, you know what, as I get items and I bury them, I'll just bury them in categories, and then I know when I unbury that category I get what I want. So like the first one is like I said, primary gun, secondary gun, ammo for them, and sometimes a repair kit. The second one is like a survival pack, so there'll be matches, a knife, sometimes some armor, like a field vest, a compass, you know, that kind of stuff. But generally speaking, when I get to here, I don't even need to unbury this. It's just there if I need it. The third one is base building. So like nails, a hatchet, and a saw. Every single box. They all have those 3 components, and then some other components, like maybe there's, you know, stuff for gate or barbed wire or whatever. And this is on normal DayZ, like standalone, no mods. And then the fourth one is magazines. So I only have 1 box here, and it's every single bullet or magazine. Eventually it'll be multiple boxes, but that doesn't fit with the other boxes. So like boxes in the first category, like let's say it's a shotgun and a pistol, they'll have like 10 shotgun shells and a single magazine for that pistol in that box. But over here in number 4 is like all my excess. So if I come up to this area and I already have like a Mosin or something, I can unbury this box and get the ammo I need. So that's my system. Like I might do it a little differently if I can come up with exactly what I would need in a single box. I might come up with that strategy. The problem is that like as soon as you put a big gun in one of the boxes, they take up so much space. and you can't physically, like, in an ideal world you'd have a hatchet, a hacksaw, a compass, matches. I guess you don't really need the matches. You can cut that out. So wait, so it's a primary gun, secondary gun, ammo for both. Assuming the ammo's in the guns themselves, you don't need to track that. So it'd be like primary, secondary gun, a compass, and then I guess the base building supplies would be hatchet, hacksaw, and nails. Because the hatchet, hacksaw, and nails let you make more crates to store more. And then what I do is I put a shelter nearby, or like a fire barrel in this case, and I fill it with shovels. So that way when I want to, like, when I get to my base and I want to start my base, quote unquote, and I want to start unburying things, I have shovels there in case I didn't find any. So it's a pretty good system. I've had a lot of success with it recently. And what you can do is you can build this system anywhere on the map. And I don't really use compasses though. My problem with I Survive is that it's a rectangle. So, like, it's a rectangle, right? The map. So that means your corners, like northeast, southeast, southwest, northwest, are not perfect with the compass. So northwest is not really this direction right here on the compass. It's really like this. So I struggle sometimes without the compass to go where I want to go. But it's not perfect. Anyway, at least I don't think it is. Maybe it is and I'm just dumb. All right, what did we break on again? Oh yeah, I misspelled item containers. Let's see what it looks like now. Oh, it broke again. I said 15 items. I should do like a try catch so I can get the exact spot that broke. I'll stay AFK to give you an extra viewer. Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. You don't have to if you don't want to, but thank you. It's all good. I just want to spread the love of the video games that I make. Appreciate it. Oh, that's wrong. Chest item. Boom. Alright, if this breaks again, I'm going to do a try catch so I can get the exact, like, container and stuff. Yeah, try catch time. I'm done. What up? Who's that? I can't read it. Exotic Games. What's up, my friend? Oh, you want to see what I have so far? Can I show you without breaking everything? Let me do this. I'm working on Blocked and Loaded 2. Did you play Blocked and Loaded 1? So let's see. We can put blocks down. We're on terrain. We're not on a grid. So we can, you can put blocks up on the rock up there. We can jump. We're jumping. We can destroy blocks. Boop. We have a gun with some glowy bullets and particle effects, and oh, there we go. I shot a little too much, so my gun's on fire. We have water that you can splash. Splashy splash. You can shoot into it. Then you can hit tab and you can go into your inventory screen. And that's what I'm working on right now is the inventory. And then at the top left we have the like player character profile. That's the word. We also have grass that moves in the wind. I think that's so cool. It's supposed to be like an alien world, so it's not supposed to look like Earth. It's supposed to be like a little weird. I'm still working on the plot, but it's going to be alien worlds that you visit. What do you think? Any suggestions? I mean, the cool thing is I have terrain, like, working. I have the blocks snapping to a grid. And you can jump off the world. Whee! I'm shooting up in it. Some Matrix stuff right there. So right now I'm just working on containers. Did you play the original Blocked and Loaded? Because that's what this is going to be based on. It seems over the top. I mean, you can still technically play it. It's written in old netcode, though. I mean, it still works, but it can run into some issues with the newer versions of Windows. But it can still, it'll run. I had some issues with it on my machine anyway. But I can't edit the code on it because it's gone. And it's not something I can work with anymore. Serbo subscribe? Dude, you have to do that. Thank you, man. Bob. I need to do more images for the subscriptions. We're going to have to get some of the other games in here, like Appease the Spider. That released, by the way, Exotic Games. Excuse me, I made it in 4 days. Appease the Spider. Let's see. I'll bring it up just to show you the trailer. I don't know if you saw this. Appease the Spider went live. Got my little ghosty. I made this in 4 days. It's like Roblox graphics. It's supposed to be my house. And so people who played the original game will actually kind of know their way around the house. It's not like an exact replica, but like the order of the rooms is the same. But basically you run around the house, you avoid the ghosts, you can hide under beds, behind the bar, and they can't get you. And you have to like line of sight them behind walls and stuff to get away. Yeah, the only thing is it's not a great selling point. So people probably don't want to know that it was made in 4 days. But I made it because people on my Discord have been asking both privately and publicly, like, for years for me to make that game. And what's cool about that game is you can look at your cameras, and you can see everywhere in the house on the cameras. Kind of like Phasmophobia, the way you can like set cameras up and then look through them from the van, except it's in the palm of your hand at all times. So like you can hide under the bed and bring up the cameras and spot all the ghosts, and then like plan your way forward. Like, all right, I'm going to run into this room now and get the item that I need because I can see it on the camera. And if you get all the items, it's like a hide and seek thing. Like I got to find all the items, like almost like what are those games like Prop Hunt, kind of. You find the thing that's out of place. And if you get all the things that the spider wants, you run back to your bed and you give them to him, and then he says, okay, now here's what you need to get this time. So it's like a gameplay loop. But it does have a feature that's pretty cool for infinite gameplays. So it's like infinite mode, and you can set the difficulty of the ghosts. And you can like have up to like 5 ghosts at once and like some insane stuff. So I think the people that have played it, they beat the game, fairly quickly, like within an hour of figuring it out, and then they can play the infinite mode anytime they feel like playing again. So it's pretty good for a 4-day game. Like, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I was really happy with how it turned out. But I coded like 80 hours in those 4 days. I was like 16-hour days, like maybe not 80, maybe 70. But yeah, I coded like 2 weeks worth of work in like 4 days. It was insane. Let's see. Sleep was not an option. How do you do this again? It's like exception E or something. Or system.exception E. Yeah. Who needs sleep? That's right. Alright, what's your problem? Index was outside the bounds of the array. What? How's that possible? Oh! Haha! Haha! I didn't change this. See, this is why try-catch is so nice. Yes. I had the wrong name for that. Oh, man. Is it gonna work this time? I don't know. First try. This is my first try, by the way. I have not been staring at this for an hour and a half. No, this is my first try. Thanks, Serble. I appreciate that, by the way. Serble is bouncing back between the YouTube and Twitch, testing me to see if I pay attention to both channels. Because primarily people talk on Twitch and watch on YouTube. Like, they don't talk a lot on YouTube. And so, like, I tend to, like, like, my eyes tend to gravitate towards the Twitch all the time. Alright, looks like we got it working. So, you can't see anything yet, but behind the scenes, every single image on each of these squares is now linked to an array. So now I could theoretically change those images on the fly as I add inventories items. So I think the next thing I'm going to do is make like the add item to the inventory function. Do this. You don't need this try catch anymore. It was very useful. Thank you, try catch. Appreciate it. All right. Let's see. Oh, I gotta turn the music down. Skyrim, your music is so loud sometimes. In my ear, it's like completely different than what you guys hear. Yes, so add item. Let's do that now. And you'll pass in an item. Call it new item. Alright, so the first thing I'll do is I'll check to see if I can add the item to each of the squares in your inventory. Okay. There's going to be several scenarios here. So you could be trying to add a equipable item. You could also be trying to add a stack, or a stackable item. And last but not least, it could be any other type of item. I guess they're all kind of in that same category. So I guess it's really just non-stackable and stackable items. So maybe the best way to do this is to track that in the item. Like, I have item type. So what's stackable? Materials, usable, and I think that's it. And quest items. So those three. So we'll do a switch statement instead of writing a bunch of if statements. Let's see. The item that's coming, new item dot item type. And let's see, we could have item case, item type. You have a material. That's a stackable item. We could also have a quest reward, or quest, not reward, but prerequisite. And last but not least, what did I say? We could have... Oh, we could have a vendor item. And then we need usable. Alright, so these are the stackable items. And then we can do a default case, which is everything else. And that just saves like a bunch of if statements. Or like big if statements. It makes it easy to read, and I can add items set list fairly quickly instead of editing an if statement. Okay, so if it's a non-stackable item, we just got to find an empty slot. So just find an empty slot in the inventory. So we're going to say so we're already looping through all of the inventory items now as we speak, and we'll say if inventory items that position dot item type is equal to empty, then we're going to add the item, and then we'll break. Well, actually, how do I break properly? I guess I'll have to have a boolean of some kind. So bool get out is equal to false. Because I did the switch statement, I can't just break out of the for loop. So we'll say if get out is equal to true, because you don't want to add the item to every empty slot in the inventory. So we'll break out and we'll say get out is equal to true. Alright, so that's a simple way to do that. The other way to do this is just to say if new item type is equal to material or quest or weapon or usable, do this, else do that. So that's the other way to do it. It's really 6 1 half a dozen. But what I like about doing it this way is it's way easier to just be like, oh, I have a new item type, let me just do that to add it. So it's easier to modify than the big if statements, but it's really however you want to do it. There's so many different ways to do it. And for now, I actually kind of like the if statements, but I'll leave it this way because I think it's actually easier for you to read. Or not you, but for me to read in the future when I go back and I'm like, wait, how does this work? So now we want to add the item. So I probably want to do like a swap. I'm going to rename this to pickup item. And I want to do a swap items. Item A. Item old. Item new. Well, what's the best way to do this? Because with an empty item, I don't really need to swap items. So we'll do that later. So add item, and we'll say inventory items I. The item. Oh, I guess I can do it all, so might as well do that. It's equal to new item dot index. So I'm basically going to make this inventory item identical in every way to the new item that's coming in. So every one of these variables, I'm just going to set. And probably the better way to do this is to write a function. See, the reason I'm doing this is you can't just say a structure of item type is equal to another. When you do that, you're not actually copying in every value of the structure. You're just pointing in memory to the other structure. So if you say like, oh, inventory slot 0 is equal to this item that I just picked up, it doesn't work. You have to say inventory slot item dot count is equal to new item coming in dot count, and then every other variable like damage and type and oh god, I just had a dry cough. That's the worst. You ever do that? You get like a dry cough, nothing even like comes up out of your throat, like you just cough and nothing happens. Oh, that's the worst feeling. Usually when you cough, you at least feel like you accomplished something. No, that was just like a cough. Alright, display name. Count. Excuse my sniffies. Image. That may not work. I think the way I want to do that, I don't. I don't know if that's going to work. It's the same reason you can't point to structures. I don't think you can point to an image. I don't think it works that way. I already did that. And I think that's everything. Okay. Alright, so that will populate your inventory item. Yeah, I don't think the image will work that way. I think what I want to do is make an array of images. I think I want to make an array of images and then point to the index of the array. I think that's the best way to solve that problem. Now that's a cough. You couldn't hear it, but that was a much better cough. I actually felt like I succeeded. Clearing my throat. Oh, that was a horrible cough before. That hurt so bad. I'm dying. I have the Rona. Alright. We're getting to that part in the stream where I start to struggle mentally, and then I might end up actually ending it, but I'll keep going for now. How are you guys doing, by the way? How are you enjoying your Sunday afternoon? I can make a giant list of images in an array and then instantiate them each time. Maybe there's a better way to do this. Inventory items. What can I do here? I can set the material. Oh, yes. I think that's the way to do it. Is there a texture option? Like a set texture? So if we pull up an image, I think I actually already did this, by the way, because I made a blocked and loaded test thing a long time ago. There's this thing called source image. So dot source image, dot image, dot texture. Maybe it's main texture. I don't know. We'll see if it works. One of those days, man. Just one of those days. I don't think Streamlabs works right with this new remix stream thing that I have that lets me do both at the same time. I think it's working. Alright. For stackable items, if inventory items dot display name is equal to the same name as the item that you're bringing in, then they can stack. Found a candidate. Oh, and inventory items dot count is less than 99 because you can only have 99 items in a stack. So now we found a stack that we can put stuff into. So the first thing we're going to do, we're only updating counts in this scenario. Else, if it's blank, oh wait, we have to loop through once. Oh, hang on. We're gonna do this step. We're gonna do this with the if statements because we have to loop through twice if it's a material that can stack. Because you want to loop through once and find anything you can stack, and then if you couldn't find anything or you have leftover stuff, you do it again, or you just check for empty positions, empty inventory items. So if new item dot item type is equal to material or quest weapon usable. Quest weapon, not weapon. That's not the right one. Vendor. Oh, I shouldn't even change it here. I'm not going to use it there. Quest vendor usable. This is a stackable item. Else, it's a non-stackable item. Because we're going to have to use a while loop for the material stacking. It's going to behave a little differently. Stackable item. So loop through and add the item to any previous existing stacks. Final loop if there are leftover items and no empty stacks left, or no available. Alright, so for the non-stackable item, fairly simple. Find the empty slot, put it in there. I feel like that could be turned into a crude joke. Alright. I need to have a boolean that says whether or not I found an item. If found available stack is equal to false, then break. Or the new item dot count is equal to 0. In either case, I want to get out of my infinite while loop. So we're going to take this and put it inside the while loop. Every time you loop through, you're going to check whether or not you found an available stack. If you find nothing, you break out of the loop. And then, or if you actually found enough places and the item count is equal to 0, then you get out as well. Then we need to do a if new item dot count is greater than 0. Alright, we were not able to find any available stacks for these last bit of items. Maybe we found some before, but not enough. So now we're going to dump them all into a single item, and now this is going to behave the same way as this guy. Find an empty spot, put it in there. And because I did this twice, I probably should make this a function. I think I will do that. So I'll do void fill first available inventory slot. And we'll do item, new item. We don't need this get out thing. I'm just going to take this. This for loop is wrong. Take this out. Break. And then we have to figure out whether or not we found a place for that item. So I actually want to make this a bool, I think? Or no. I'll return an integer. So if you return a 0, that means you were successful. New item dot count. Okay, so if you return anything other than a 0, it's how many items are left in the stack that you took from. So you don't lose track of that. Because if you had 99 items and you were able to put 13 into a stack and then it filled up, and then you had no more available space, you'd want to say 86 were left. All right, so for here, I want to say inventory items dot count plus equals I have to do it differently. If inventory items dot count plus new item dot count are less than equal to 99, then just add the two together. Else, we need to figure out how much they go over 99. Inventory items dot count plus equals 99 minus, or inventory items dot count new item dot count minus equals 99 minus the value. So if there's 66 left, that means I need to take 33 away from new item count. And then we say inventory items I dot count is equal to 99. Now the new item count has gone down. Found available is equal to true. So I found a place to put the items into. I will now break out of that loop. Do I want to break out of the loop? I don't think I need to. Yeah, I don't need to break out of the loop. I can do it all in a single loop. So if new item dot count is equal to 0. Break. We don't need a while loop anymore. We don't actually need to keep track of the found anymore. That's all we need. Okay, I think we did it. We have the functionality for picking up an item. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with the images, though. Alright, so the first item I want to add. Let's go into this thing right here. Let's just do something simple. Let's just do like a twig or something. Something dumb. Get a dark shader. Then I'll fill this up. Actually, let's fill it with a lighter color. That's our little twig. And let's get a really bright color for some highlighting. That will be our simple twig image. Alright, we need some new like folders here to track all this crap. Twiggy. Mr. Twiggy. I will call you Twig. Oh wait, where'd you export to? Good. Make him a sprite. Sweet. Alright, so we got our twig. Now if I go to one of my items, let's say my bag slot 1, I want to change this image to twig. There you go. That's what it would look like if it was in your inventory. What if I do none? I think I want to set them all to item backing. Okay. Let's try that actually. had a good little crowd today. I'm actually really happy with it. It comes and goes. I prioritize making progress over being entertaining. I actually have seen a lot of game developers on Twitch where their focus is not developing their game, but rather on just building a community, and the game will eventually be developed on its, like, eventually it'll come out, but they focus more on being entertaining and making money off Twitch than actually developing their game. At least that's what I've seen. And it might take them 2-3 years to make a game, whereas, like, I like to pump them out in like 6 months. I don't like to wait that long. But it's a good strategy. They get a lot of viewers. Alright, so where's my... Oh, there it is. I had it minimized. I have my reset all items. Now I want... I should rename this to set up all items. Because that's not the same. And I want to say inventory items dot image main texture is equal to item backing. Is that what it's called? No, I don't want you. I don't need you, Rogue Party 2. I don't need you. Alright, so it's resources 2D item packing. Texture 2D item packing. No, let's do this differently. Let's do an array. Oh shit. Taki mushrooms. I'm in Rogue Party 2. Get out of there. I'm tired. I'm making mistakes. I will continue working on the game, but at some point here I'm gonna stop streaming because I'm actually getting too tired. Let me take a break soon. But not yet. Not yet, my friend. Does that work? Cannot be assigned to. Cannot be assigned to. Alright, well. Can I do a material? Alright. I'm just gonna cry uncle and say how did I do it before and look it up. Because I did blocked and loaded once already. A long time ago. When I was first learning Unity, I spent some time making like an inventory system for blocked and loaded too. And then I ended up stopping. So let's see. We have an inventory canvas maybe? Got the materials. Where are sprites? Oh, maybe I didn't have items. I thought I had the ability to put inventory on. Could have sworn I did. I got my like gun here. This was the original game. The original Blocked and Loaded 2 remake. Could have sworn I had like a camera system. Maybe not. No, I never did it. Alright, I'm gonna have to Google this. I honestly don't know. Unity, how to change image texture. Renderer.material. Do the images have a renderer? It does. A canvas renderer. Wonder if that'll work. Let me put this on none and then item backing material. It looks terrible. It looks terrible. Let's see. I don't want to change the actual backing. Let's get rid of this. Okay. But then for this guy, maybe I just have to like change the order that he renders. Move him forward maybe? I don't know. He's got like lighting effects and stuff on him. I don't like that. No, I want to change the sprite. That's all I want to do. I don't want to change the material. So delete you. There's gotta be a way to do it. Oh, you have to do override sprite. And then it has to be an array of sprites. Nice. This is what Google is for. Sorry, I lost my Twitch if you commented, my bad. That's right. Who needs sleep? Exotic, exactly. Okay. I think that's it. What's the matter? Oh, shoot. this runs successfully, that means I'm able to override the textures. It did run successfully. Okay. And nothing looks wrong. Why are those textures so easy to see through down there at the bottom? I guess I want that. Where's the hotbar? Yeah, I don't want this to be see-through. Alright, so I'm gonna select every one of these bad boys. And full alpha. Nope. Oh, they're out of order. Oh, they're both blank. Oh wait, that makes sense. I'm sorry. There's not supposed to be an image there. I don't want the hotbar to have the same background image, so actually, we're going to take that back. For the hotbar, we're not going to change the backing. What we are going to change is the front. So we're going to change it to the blank image, which will be item backing 1. Is that in the same folder? Blank. Okay, cool. Blank. Alright, so far so good. Data 2. Alright, let's see, just make sure I didn't break anything. See what it looks like. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And we can see through the items down there. It's wonderful. Next up, we have to add an item and have it show up. So, when we pick up the item, just thought of something. Okay, so if you're stackable, if you're not stackable or you are stackable and your item count is greater than 0, you're going to do one more pass through to try and fill the inventory slots. Alright, let's do pickup item now. Where's the part where oh yeah, right here. I need to do image here. We're going to create something called the image index. wonder if the YouTube algorithm is smart enough that if you're playing music from a game you're not actually playing, that it demonetizes you for that. But if you play it, the game, and the music comes from the game, then it's okay. Because it seems to figure out what games you're playing. Okay, so far so good. What else? Let's actually try adding an item here in a second. We need to add one more item backing thing here for our twig. I think there's one more folder in between. I know there is. Inventory. I think actually these equipment items are going to get blown away now. Oh, it broke. Yeah, I can't do that because the array is not big enough. I think these will get blown away. They should anyway. Yeah, okay, so we'll have to fix that. Let's see. I need to add each of these to my array. And I should probably do them in the order that they appear. So, just to make life a little easier. So, equip slot 0 is the headpiece. What's the name of the head? It's just called head. Next one is the body. We'll get the twig in there eventually. That's what she said. And then the hands. Oh, I called it hand. It's always good to have a set naming convention that you stick to, right? Legs. Feet. Now this one is called ring, even though there's 2 of them. It's okay. I guess I'll just reuse it. Let's do this twig. Alright. I'm going to take this and put it into text editor so I can save it and read it. Alright, next up. We got to go to where we set up all items. Equipped items. Alright, this part is going to be variable, but I might be able to like cheat here a little bit. So if I is less than 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I is less than 5, it's going to be I plus 2. There we go. I'm just gonna see if that worked. Just gonna do it all in one shot. Oh, I don't think my item list is big enough. Item backing. What's it need to be, like 8 or something? 9. Let's try that. Aha! It worked! Oh wait, didn't. The ring. Look at the ring at the top left. I didn't do a weapon. I forgot the weapon. 7 is weapon. So we get 5 and 6, and then we need 7. Yeah, it's just a one-time thing, so I don't care about it being sloppy. Alright, now our inventory screen should look like it does there. Boom. Now let's try adding our twigs. So I'm just gonna make a hotkey. We'll do, I don't know, Y or something. Pick up a new item. T.count is going to equal 1. Display name. Twig. The image doesn't matter, but the image index does. I think it's a 9. Yeah, it's a 9. Item index, I forget what this is for. This is for definitions. How do I want to do that for materials? Do I want an item index? I do, but for now I'm just going to leave it as 0. So I missed anything? Got the count, display name, we skip the image, image index, item type, that's it. Okay, if I did this right, there's going to be a twig that appears right there. It worked! It worked! Yay! Now it's add one item at a time. That was adding like millions of items. Okay, so it's not stacking, right? It's not, the twigs are not going all into the same slot. And now I'm not getting any more, which is right. So the idea that it's stackable doesn't seem to be working, so let's check that out. Stackable is true. Live through the items. If the display name is the same. let's just put a break here and see if it's happening. Oh, it did happen. Oh, I didn't subtract the count from the new item. Get out of here. New item dot count is equal to 0. I think that'll work. Yes. Now if I were to hit this button 99 times, another twig will appear. Let's see it happen. Go, 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 go. I'm hitting one so many times. Please work. It should be any minute now. Yay! It worked! We just hit one 100 times. Ah, man, that was the fastest one in the West. All right, we need a little like number there for the count to display it, which sucks because now I got to add something to the item image that I didn't have before. All right, so that's gonna be a lot of manual labor. I've got to add a. Maybe I can do it programmatically. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of manual labor, so I'm going to do that off stream. That'll take me a couple hours to get all this figured out. But we have items being added into our inventory, so, and they're stackable too, which is cool. But thank you guys for watching. I really, really appreciate it. We had some good conversations. Good luck and have fun.